not visited Bhutan, so I have been wanting to visit the country. So this is my first time since taking over this job. This also has provided me an opportunity to have discussions with the Prime Minister, the Foreign Minister, and more specifically with the Minister of Agriculture and Forestry, who is the direct counterpart for FAO. These discussions also help us as we are right now preparing our country program framework. It is a document that lays out our priorities in Bhutan for the next 5 years. There's another objective why I'm also visiting Bhutan. For the first time, the Asia Pacific Regional Conference of FAO next year, 2020, in February, will be held in Bhutan. Last year we had it in Fiji. Every 2 years it's held in the region, and this time Bhutan has agreed to host this very important big event, for which we have to start planning for it.
As the Minister of Agriculture and Forests had been enjoying for decades the technical assistance that FAO had been providing, the expectation from the meeting and with the Assistant Director General is to definitely continue and elevate the support, and more so because the FAO is in the process of developing their country program framework.
In short, it's called CPF. For the CPF preparation, it has to align with the priorities of the government, particularly in this section with the Ministry of Agriculture's 12th five-year plan.
12th five-year plan for the Royal Government of Bhutan is very critical, because this is going to be the last plan that the Royal Government of Bhutan is going to implement before we graduate to a lower middle income country.
That's why it was necessary that we had to make appointments with senior government officials.
So in that sense, these discussions have been extremely helpful for FAO to identify what are those big areas that we would be working very closely with the government.
There are 4 areas that have been identified, mostly in the transformation of doing business in the agriculture sector. We now, more than the conventional doing of practices of farming, we are looking more towards commercialization, and this is also an area of interest for FAO.
That agriculture moves from productivity to more improving the marketing and to be able to commercialize agriculture.
Then the other thing is on climate change action and disaster resilience. This is also an area that we will be collaborating.
So I would think that Bhutan is impacted because of the climate change. You already see in terms of water being available for agriculture production is a serious concern.
The other area that we will be collaborating is on the policies and RNA statistics, and the other area that we will be collaborating, which is a very important global agenda as well as an agenda for the Royal Government of Bhutan, is ensuring food and nutrition security. So these are the 4 priority areas that the CPF will be focusing on.
She also thought that our CPF should be real Bhutan context. We should tell stories about Bhutan,
which is what Bhutan is also looking at in preserving the culture, in preserving the identity of the country, and also doing everything in an environmentally sustainable manner. The team on the ground is a very good, effective FAO team that works very closely with the government of Bhutan. So I am very confident that the country program framework that we will be finalizing soon will really help Bhutan as it transition from an LDC country, and we will be there as a reliable partner to be there so that the transition is smooth.
She also had made field visits, like to Bajo and to Chimipang Rural Project.
The opportunity to go into the field also gives you some good understanding of the potentials and possibilities, yet the constraints and challenges. So how do we try to adapt to that is another big real understanding of the country situation has helped me. So in that sense, the response and the support we provide to government can be adjusted accordingly. Another big highlights of my visit is to have agreed to work together with the Minister of Agriculture on its 2045 vision.
It is very important for the ministry to look at what will be the status of the R&R sector by 2045. What are the challenges that we will have? How will those challenges be addressed? I think, and it is very important to avail technical assistance from the international agencies like FAO, which has the bank of the technical expertise.
It's an opportunity for us to work at some broader, bigger vision for the country.
So this is something that we have also discussed, and then FAO Madam ADG has kindly confirmed that the FAO will be very supportive and happy to work with the minister.
The big takeaway for me was the discussions that we had with the gross national happiness, the commission that we had, really emphasized the importance of not material development alone, but the aspects of happiness. And therefore, the emphasis that Bhutan has given that it is not about making more money, and it is also the human dimension to it and the happiness dimension to it. And this is why a big takeaway for me.